Ellie Belly. Sorry. Hiya, and welcome back to another Reading Wednesday. It's your girl's Sketchbooks and Book Books, also known as Logan. I did that backwards. My name is Logan. It's on my birth certificate. I'm also known as Sketchbooks and Book Books here. That is Ellie, who's making her camera debut, and then she's promptly leaving, so. Which is good, because honestly I felt like she's purring up a storm, and I'm just like, that's all they're gonna hear is just these purrs. But yeah, as you can tell, different room, same lights, so that's familiar, but different room. This is my childhood bedroom, I guess. Yeah, weird thing, I've lived in every bedroom of this house, so technically every bedroom here is my childhood bedroom, but yeah, this is the one that's my most recent childhood bedroom, I guess. And I moved back in with my parents or whatever, so you'll be seeing this for a while. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the few books I managed to read in March. Hectic March. March was tough. March was rough, but we got through it. Anyway, how many books did I read? I read 5. We'll say I read 5, yeah, So I read 5 books in March. First one was an audiobook called This Thing Between Us by Gus Marino. Now, what did I give that? I have no idea what I gave that book. I feel like I gave it 3 stars, but at the same time, I wish it wasn't an audiobook and I actually got to read it too, because I was so confused. I had no idea what was going on. It's like a horror book as well. It's horror, and it's like this couple, and one of them, it's like this dude, and then his girlfriend dies, and then he's like, the way it's like one of this knockoff Alexa thing starts acting weird, and just a lot of weird things happen. I gave that 3 stars. I liked it, but I also, to this day, I'm like, I still don't really think I know what went on in that book. I really don't think I understood the story at all. So I'm like, how can you say I liked the vibes. I don't know. I liked what was attempted, even if I didn't understand it. I was like, I liked what we tried to do, okay? It was very atmospheric. I liked that, so yeah. But then it's also, I think it was a little paranormal at the end, maybe there were demons or something, which I don't like. Oh, and which would made me think, I can't read horror because there's always gonna be some ghosts, some demons, some spiritism, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. That's why I love, what's her name? Kene Minato so much, because she be doing she does horror, but she does absolutely nothing that is paranormal. She does absolutely nothing that you couldn't just come across when you turn on the news. And I think that's what makes it really scary. It's just humanity itself. We can do some really messed up stuff. And that's scary, that's what she does. So I really like that. But yeah, it's just, after reading This Thing Between Us, I was like, don't try to read no more horror, because it's just you're gonna end up with some demonism, and you didn't want that, so. But yeah, that was the first book I read in March. And then after that, I've listened to Blackout, which was it had a lot of, it was a bunch of, it's basically black love in New York when there's a blackout, okay? It just had a lot of black authors just collaborated. What did I give that? It was okay. I gave that 3 stars. I liked it. Now, to be fair, I'm it was all just romance, and for me, I'm not a big fan of romance. I'm not a big romance reader. I feel like every romance book I review here, I always say it follows the same formula, and then I get bored easily too. So I don't know. I obviously got bored with the stories just being the same back to back to back. I was mostly interested in, I think, Tiffany G. Jackson's story, The Long Walk, because for some reason that one was continuous throughout the anthology. And so then you would have these stories from other authors, but then you'd go back to The Long Walk. I don't really know why they did that. format rise. I don't really know what the point of that was, but I don't know, I liked it. There was also, listened to this one too, it was an audiobook, and there was like one story I completely skipped because the voice actor she was a girl, but then she would do like her male voice. I could not do it. I was like, absolutely not. No, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. So, yeah, that was rough. So we gave that one 3 stars, and then I think I read Invincible Volume 4, had the class, okay? That was fine. And it's a comic book, and I gave it 4 stars, apparently. I feel like that's a lie. I didn't really like it. It was okay. I'm gonna change that to 3. Or 2, actually. I'm gonna change that to 2. Because it's like, no, it wasn't that great. And then I read, the 4th book I read was Required Reading for the Disenfranchised Freshman by Kristen Arley, which, I mean, I should have done a rant review of that one by now. But it's like, I really wish I could draw for that one, but it takes so much. It's so hard to do drawing for a thing, so I probably will just do that rant review and not have a drawing for it, which kind of sucks. But hey, I gave that one 1 star, by the way. Required Reading for the Disenfranchised Freshman. And you already know I disliked it because I was talking about a rant review. So that one was just really bad. That was like, I don't know even. It was like a black book written for white audiences. Okay, that's the best way I can describe that. It was not, I hated it. I hated it so much. So much to, okay. But yeah, no, I hated that one a lot. I did not like that one at all. Yeah. And then the last book I read in March was The Pale-Faced Lie, a memoir by David Crow, which was really, it was an audiobook I listened to, which was really, it was really, really good. Definitely, I cried at the end. I sobbed. My first memoir, and it was very, very good. About this guy who grows up on, David Crow, who grows up on like an Indian reservation and has an abusive father and a mentally ill mother, and just like these children basically have to fend for themselves. And then like in his adulthood years, his father tries to pull him back into his like crime and stuff, and he has to stand up to him and, you know, just live his own life. And it was really good. It was really good. Really liked it. But yeah, so those are it's really short, 5 books I read in March, and that's it. It was like, it was an okay, it was, well, like, it was a rough month. It was a rough month, like legit. I don't even feel like, I don't even remember reading half of these. Like, that's how rough it was. I was just in like survival mode. Yeah. And now I am at my parents' house. Good thing is, like, it's only been, I can't believe it's only been a year since I moved out of my parents' house. Good thing is, like, I used to think that, you know, I could be a bum in a basement somewhere for the rest of my life. And it's like, no, you can't. I really can't. I really liked independence, you know, once you have it, it's like you can't just give that back, you know? I understand why the Americans threw that tea in the harbor, man. They were trying to make a point. You know, they were trying to make a point. I get it. And she jumped up here all willy-nilly, and now she's on camera. Look at her. Ellie Belly. Sorry. Anyway. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Super short, I know. Thank you for watching. Yeah. And, you know, go read a book, have some thoughtsy-watsies, or take a nap. I've been taking a lot of naps. It's the depression. Bye!